All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. We're back. Episode 3 of Late Night Talks. So not Late Night Talks with Youth. I'm here with Emily. And today we have a special guest. She is known for her role here at the church as Pastora. She serves people. She's preached a couple times.
Jesus.
And she's not only our pastora, but she's my mom.
Your birth giver.
Birth giver. And so everybody give it up for Pastora.
Yes, we're here.
Well, Mom, how are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I am doing well.
You can keep it to where you were.
Okay.
Okay. What's it like being a pastora?
It was a role that I was not looking for at all. But God has a sense of humor. He puts us in places that, you think you're not supposed to be, but I'm just amazed.
And how long have you been pastoring this church?
I thought it was 35, but it's really 32.
It was like 35. And then how long have you and Dad been doing ministry?
We've been doing ministry for 45 years.
Golly.
45 years.
What's your favorite story, a funny story of ministry? And so y'all have been youth pastors, y'all have been pretty sure young adult pastors, y'all been DYDs, which is district youth directors, superintendent people. Man, you guys have done a lot. What's a funny story that kind of breaks the ice of ministry in your opinion?
Okay, it's the funny things that your kids do. And one of them was that at one time after church, I couldn't find Joey or Elazar. And I was just looking, our sanctuary is pretty big, until I heard noise in the baptistry. And there they were, playing carritos. And I'm thinking, guys, we need to leave, so let's go. So it's just something it's just funny things like that happen, in life.
What about outside of family?
I went to a wedding one time, and it was already the third service we had gone. This was the fourth thing we were going to do.
Of a Sunday morning.
It was the fourth thing to do. So I tried to look alive as much as I could. And I'm sitting at the table, and the bride's going by really pretty. It's already at the reception. And my life's funny to begin with. So it doesn't make me embarrassed telling you stuff, because, I sneezed. You don't practice sneezing. It just comes out.
Yeah.
And when my sneeze came out, I lost a tooth. It went flying in the air. And so it was like I was eyeing it, and it went right underneath the bride's dress at the reception. And I thought, oh my God, I was thinking about 100 million things to do. I looked over at JR, our beloved pastor, and he's just going,
He's tracking it.
oh yeah, like if he didn't see anything, but he did. So I casually went close to her dress, and I said, oh, your dress is so pretty. Got on my knees. I said, you know what? I'm looking for my earring. And I just, try to get my tooth, and I found it. I blew on it, and I stuck it back.
Okay, so today we're talking about some pretty serious stuff that I think our youth and maybe some of our youth, maybe some people that are going to be watching have gone through stuff like this. As a pastor, you see a lot of people come and go.
Yes.
How do you have because obviously some people leave wrong, some people, you get backstabbed, you get hurt from people. Yeah. How do you show grace and forgiveness?
Putting myself in place that this is not my church. This is God's house.
Wow.
And so it's them and God, because you want to get attached to people, but when the floaters come in, and when people that are wounded need to get healed and then get going on their ministry. So I've seen that a lot. So that kind of relieves me from having the whole responsibility of, trying to figure out why did they leave, or why don't they want to stay, or going through all that. All I can just say, it's between them and God. That's what I've learned, and it helps me separate, you know, that, so I won't take it personal, because you can.
Speaking of personal,
Oh Lord.
and Emily, you can jump in whenever you want as far as questions. So today we're talking about divorce, talking about moms that had to step up and be dad. We're talking a little bit about abuse,
Yes.
a lot of forgiveness.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be talking about your parents today.
We're gonna talk about my mom and daddy.
Your mom and dad. Why do we? Okay, so I never knew that grandma and grandpa like separated. I think for a while.
Yes.
I don't think you told us, or
Yes.
and I just remember us going to his house. I think all the family was going.
Yeah.
And I was wearing that little Taco Bell shirt with the Chihuahua on it.
So cute.
And I just remember, do you remember that conversation with us?
Yeah.
Like, what was that conversation? Because all I knew was grandma for a while.
Yeah.
And grandma Mimi, she was dope. She was awesome. Her food expired a lot in the pantry, but she was.
She thought he could make it work.
Yeah, she made good cookies sometimes, but she was awesome. But what was that conversation like with us? Like having to explain, and I guess now I can hear the story, because I don't know the story of what happened. You know, I know bits and pieces, but why did y'all like kind of keep us away from grandpa for a little bit? Or
we weren't raised with my dad after my parents divorced. And that story that I told you guys, and I think other cousins were in there, if it's the same story, that, you know, it's hard explaining stuff to children to try to help them understand.
Wait, all of us were there? All the
I
cousins?
think all the cousins were there. And because we had all tried to make a family event thing, it was just so hard.
Yeah.
So my dad really didn't keep promises. So when he would say, "Oh, I'm coming to see you," and I'm coming, it wouldn't happen. So when we did get together at that one time when you all were little, we were trying to explain it to you that Grandma Mimi was married, and now Grandpa Fabian is married again to somebody else. So it's really hard explaining that to kids.
Yeah.
You know, and telling them. But he's my dad, and you know, that's what the rule was.
I just remember you telling me, in the moment you told us, I did not like him,
Yeah,
like at all.
I know.
Like I stayed in the van the whole time, like the whole time until I don't know if it was you or dad who just was like, "Well, come inside." Like I was literally in the van by myself, like just in there, because I was just mad. Like I guess as a kid, I was just like, yo, why would like grandma's like the best? Like, why would you leave him? Why would you leave my mom at a young age? So I'm trying to cope with that. And so I was in the van the whole time, and I think dad came and got me. He's like,
Dad, he did real good persuading with.
yeah. He was like, hey, I'll carry you inside, and you can go play with all of our cousins. And so I remember going in. I don't remember the conversations. Maybe there's another podcast for like the cousins to like kind of talk about their perspective. And maybe we can even get John and Elazar when they come to kind of talk too. But yeah, so we get there to the house, and yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, and I think by then you had given him another name. And you called him Grandpa Plum.
I called him Grandpa Plum because the first time I met him,
He was trying to get.
he was trying to get like I guess good graces, or like trying to be nice. So he gave me a plum.
So it was Grandpa Plum.
So yeah, and so yeah, so kind of tell us like what made y'all go to that house like with all of us? Was it just like it's time?
It's a family time gathering. Yeah. And it's hard. Like we say, divorce is hard. And back then in 1965, it was only a 12% rate where pastoral homes would end up in divorce. So we just happened to be at that
A part of that
12%.
12%.
At that time, and it was very hard. My dad, I think his main thing that I can tell now, he was angry. He was very angry being a pastor and trying to handle his home at the same time. But then I attribute that to my grandpa Fabian, who was very angry and very strict, and he had 14 kids.
Golly.
So, yeah, so he had to have everybody in line. So that anger passed on to my dad and strictness, and he was very strict to the point that if we would misbehave, behind the pastor's home there was a shed, and we would have to literally spend nights out there, and it was cold. And you could call that abuse. You could really call that
I didn't know
abuse.
that.
Stuff like that happened. Yeah. And stuff like that happened, but my mom would always defend us. She would go out there and sleep with us, bring us something to drink, and cover us with,
Dang.
yeah.
Shout out
So,
Grandma Mimi.
yeah, who's in
That's
heaven
crazy.
having a wonderful time.
She's partying up there.
Yeah, she was a very strong woman, but having that abuse and the extramarital affair that he had caused her decision to
Get
have a divorce in the family.
So
He was very mean and strict.
what was it like in the home? So tell us a little bit about how the divorce happened. Or so Grandpa had an affair
In church.
in church with a member.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
With an usher.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens more now,
Oh yeah.
and people are just
Yeah. Whatever.
whatever about it. So how did Grandma find out?
She found out with her own eyes.
Oh.
Saw it. She had to kind of become an investigator, and follow my dad. And it was sad, and ladies from the church, I'm sure, told her, stuff that.
And he was the pastor, right?
Yeah, he was the senior pastor at that time. Yeah, and just to tell people make mistakes, and that's the point that I'm grateful that I'm at. That people make mistakes, and we have to realize that we're all humans and we make mistakes, but that's where we learn to forgive.
Yeah.
Because the abuse was very hard. And
for all of your siblings.
well, it was up to Reuben, Theo Reuben. It was my sister Ruth, then me, and my brother Reuben, who was the baby. And I'm just so grateful for the word of God that, it's so true that he has come. He is near to the brokenhearted. He really is. And that's found in Psalms 34, and saves such a spirit that has a contrite spirit. And I looked up what that contrite spirit was that, he's looking out, for the people that are brokenhearted. And then on the other side, he's looking out for the people that are really, really sorry for what they did. That includes two people in that one verse, the brokenhearted and the one that offended you. It's truly, truly sorry. And I know my father at the end of his life, he was very sorry. We did have a relationship with him at the end. It was more like, as a middle child, I was the middle child. You get to hold the hand of the oldest and the baby at the same time. So you're kind of in the middle. So you're always trying to have peace in the family, so I'm grateful that I did get to experience the forgiveness, in that area, because it was at a youth convention that the Lord told me, I can't do anything else with you until you forgive.
Wow.
You have to forgive, because without forgiveness, you're at a halt, because God wants to use you, but he cannot use you when you can't forgive. And at that convention, I decided to, okay, Lord, I'll forgive my dad for everything, because he did leave us. We ended up leaving in San Angelo with my grandmother. My mom went forward, and
she never dated, right?
never dated or married, but she had men at our front door.
Ooh.
Wanting to date my mother. Yes. And she's a beautiful woman, is a beautiful woman. And it was that was another thing, living without a dad at the house. I felt like I needed to defend everything. I used to cut the grass. I used to help her do stuff that normally a dad would do. So you take different roles. My sister had to take the role of a older sister, a mother, somebody that would be an authority while my mom wasn't there, and everybody's roles kind of changed. So you have to like, okay, you do this, you do that, make it more lighter for my mom.
Yeah.
You know, after work, because she used to have to work up to 3 jobs a day, and I'm just grateful for her strength and her example. And like I said, without forgiveness, you cannot walk forward. You cannot walk forward. You need to forgive. And in Matthew 6, it says, if you forgive others for their wrongs they do to you, your Father in heaven will forgive you.
Forgive you.
It's a whole thing that it's really for your benefit. It's going to erase your trauma. It's going to erase your sadness, depression.
Yeah.
Once you forgive. And it's not easy. It's not easy because when people keep poking at you and saying stuff at you and, you know, putting it on Facebook and doing things, you know, to your family, that's hard. That's hard.
It's different. Yeah.
Yes. But it's so hard. It's so easy to depend on the Lord. I said, okay, we're going to forgive, but heal me. And healed me, not but, heal me of this. Because it's painful. It's a very painful process.
What was like the hardest part of like forgiving your dad? Because, and we can go more into this, but like your mom had to like step up. You said she had to do 3 jobs. What jobs did she have to do?
She cleaned houses.
Okay.
And the house jobs back then was paid very well. And then she got her GED, which made her a foreman of one of the biggest factories there in San Angelo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she had like 100 people under her.
Wow.
Because she got her GED and got a better pay, you know, for our situation. So she bought us a house. She had it built, and she always had cars, good cars. She never paid for one of the year, but she always had good cars. And
Okay, Grandma. Okay.
Come on, woman. You know, but like I'm saying, the hardest thing was that, like you said, what was the hardest thing of my dad is because he left us.
Yeah.
He left us.
Yeah.
For someone else.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing that was for us. More than the abuse is that he left us.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything he had done to my mom.
Yeah.
You know, what we would see in front of us. We weren't even said, go to the other room. We were there.
Yeah.
You know, and so more than that, more than anything than that, it was that he left us. He left the family.
And so what type of healing did you need? Because I would assume like joy, or I would assume like the healing of, can I trust him again?
Yeah.
Like, what healing did you need to take place in your life? Because I'm pretty sure there are people that are watching right now that are probably like, yo, I'm not talking to them ever again.
Yeah,
I'm not talking to my parents ever again. I'm not going to text them. I'm not going to call them. And maybe some are even younger than what you were, or maybe they're a little bit older, maybe in their teens. But like, what healing do you think takes place when you forgive?
Oh my God, it's amazing. I felt like such a load literally get off of me when at that youth convention. I said, okay, Lord, I'm right here. I will forgive. I don't know how to do this, but you're going to instruct me of how to forgive. And even that day of forgiveness, he would still promise stuff and still would not come through. But I said, I'm holding to what I told you, Lord. I forgive. And he has taught me to forgive. Even to this day, when it's hard to forgive again, then you think, nah, it's not worth holding on to.
Yeah.
You have to let it go and forgive.
And sometimes it's not for them, it's for you.
Yeah, it is for you.
Yeah.
It is for you. You're getting healed of trauma, your emotions, your heart, your soul. A lot of things are getting healed at that moment. And that's something that only God can provide. Jesus can provide. A relationship with him is going to guide you through the hardest parts of your life.
Yeah.
He's going to be with you.
I guess do you have any questions? You just listening.
It's a little, yeah. I hadn't told a lot of stories.
I guess my next question would be, what would you say to maybe the parent in the situation that maybe left, or maybe because you said your dad kind of felt sorry at the end of his life.
Yeah.
Do you think what would you tell those parents that have left and maybe just don't feel like I can't come back?
Yeah.
Like, I don't deserve to come back. I don't deserve to have a relationship with my kids.
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Well, me being as a parent, your kids matter. Your kids matter. No matter what they go through. And knowing that your kids are going to go through things the rest of their life. You know, me as a parent, I would tell that parent, okay, you messed up. You're a human, and God knows that. Find forgiveness and accept it and live it. Don't live like you're in the palace and you serve God, but I don't deserve this or that. No, it's for everybody. When you get to that point, the key ingredients in this is forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Keep going. The Father's waiting for you, just like the prodigal. The Father was waiting for him with a ring, with a coat. He was waiting for him. So I'll say, just, you know, everybody makes mistakes. That's what I say. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's perfect. We can all make mistakes. But I know that there's a Father that's waiting, and he's willing to forgive you. And you have to accept that forgiveness. You accept it inside your heart. And go forward to what the purpose and the plan God was. He didn't mean for you to stay stuck, being defeated, being guilty. You know, he didn't want you to stay there. That's where the enemy wants to make you stop and just stay there and not continue the calling God has for you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would tell that parent. You know, and get help. Heal. Go get healed. Go see counselors. Go talk to somebody. Like me, I'm always willing to talk to the kids here from divorced families.
Yeah.
'Cause I know what they go through.
Yeah. Did you ever feel, maybe this might be too much, but did you ever feel like it was your fault because of the lady? I know, like, the lady kind of played a big part in, like... Yeah.
I don't know how or why I felt it was my fault, but that's what the enemy does. He comes and puts stuff in you, which led me to the journey with lupus, because this lupus ran in my dad's side of the family with at least 4 of my aunts and uncles. And that nobody ever cut that curse, but I did. The buck stuck with me.
And did those people in your family die from it?
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I did it.
I remember you had lupus.
Yes, I did it. So, you know, I'm grateful that what I learned through lupus was that, you know, the things that the enemy puts in your mind, it adds to what you're going through.
The stress and the weight, yeah.
Yeah, it just multiplies it, the sickness and all that. But I said, no, I'm not going to get sick. I'm not going to fall into that. I'm not part of that statistic.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just being real stubborn about it, which is good to be stubborn for the good things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. That's so good. Okay, so we talked about divorce. We talked about the abuse that you went through. Did you, I'm pretty sure some people probably think this, that maybe I can't see what a beautiful marriage looks like because it ended with my family. Did you ever think your mom would find somebody, or did you ever think finding love would be hard because of what your parents went through? And
that was in front of me. I didn't want to be in the ministry
because of what happened.
And I did not want to be a pastor's wife. Even though my mom, she kept being a pastor's wife. That never stopped. She kept serving in church, baking cookies, and taking it to people. And, you know, she kept doing that role. like in secret, you know. But yeah, that was very hard until the Lord did heal me, and I asked him for forgiveness at that, you know, at that convention, and it healed everything. It changed ministry life perspective for me in a way, you know, in a lot of ways. So when I married Dad, and I knew he was a pastor's son. I knew, you know, maybe he might preach, and then he was called at the age of 15. And I said, "Oh Lord, what did I get into?" But you know what? I'm safe in your hands.
Yeah.
I'm safe. And the first couple of years was very hard in adjusting, and the enemy was just in my ear right here. You guys are not gonna make it. It's a fail. It's a fail. Look at all your uncles. Look at all your aunts. Look at them. Look at that failure. It was just here all the time, till how I learned to tell the enemy to go and flee. It's a process that you learn all your life of how
Yeah.
to fight the enemy.
Yeah.
And I can tell people now, you know, he may be right here, but he's just roaring. He doesn't even bite.
Yeah.
He does not bite. He just roars. He just makes noise. That's it.
That's crazy.
And that's what you learn, you know. But I thank God that we'll be married 45 years this year
Wow.
in December.
45 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question
Okay.
that I think it'll be helpful. What was that conversation like when you forgave your dad? Because you forgave him like in front of God, but did you ever go up to him and like not ask for forgiveness, but forgive him, tell him directly? And did you do that?
He was a very hard man to talk to. My sister had more of a way with my dad because she was the first, you know. Me, I was the middle child, and all we would try to do, we really didn't talk about it, but at the end of his life, we did talk about it a little more, because it was something in the closet you don't really talk about.
Yeah.
You just try to move on and live on and keep going.
Yeah.
But it did come to that point that one time my sister and I just happened to be there, and he's the one that told us, "I'm so sorry for what I did."
Wow. How did that feel?
That was amazing, because we never thought that he thought he was in the wrong. I you know, just something took over his life, you know, at 1965, something took over, and we thought he would never think he was in the wrong. He was never in the wrong. And so that happened. It was amazing. And his wife also told us, "I'm sorry for what I did."
You know, I ever wanted to fight her or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. Because I would hear Mom cry.
How much more did, like, that you're older, but like how much more do you like have like respect your mom for stepping up in another role in the family? Because I think some people that are maybe going through this and their mom is trying their best or doing their best to just put food on the table or to provide for the kids, they don't see that sacrifice. And so like how now you're older and you understand what your mom went through and the things she did, working 3 jobs just to provide for y'all. Like how much more respect do you have for her?
She's my hero. She's my hero. My sister and I will always say that. She's our hero. I just admire the strength and everything she had to endure at the church we were at already.
Yeah.
When we came back home, you know, and she had to endure a lot, but, you know, the Lord and her kids were important. And I thank God for a strong grandmother and a strong aunt.
And what role did she play in your life? Because I know that for some people, if you go through something like that, there are people that'll step up and be a very important figure in those times of, you know.
Yes, so grateful to my grandmother, because when we first got back to San Angelo, 7 hours away from my dad.
So where were y'all living at first? Like what?
With the pastoral home was in Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi, okay.
Texas. in a little town called Robstown.
Robstown.
Yes, and then we moved 7 hours away to my grandmother's house. So it brought a whole brand new family into grandma's house. My grandfather had already died.
She was happy to have the grandkids.
Yeah, she was really good. I mean, it was nothing but homemade food all the time.
Órale.
It's good, and her role was very important. And my Aunt Dina's role was the discipline. She was the discipline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Grandma was a softie, and of course, Mom was there for us to always lean on to her every time she come from work. But my family, on my family side, it was very, very supportive. And my dad's side, who's the family would live there, go to the same church. They were supportive too, and I got to see my grandfather. Sometimes I would go visit him. I would just go hang. I wouldn't even say anything. I just wanted to see.
Now, did y'all have after y'all were older, like 18, did y'all have like any wants to go see Grandpa at all, or like to stay with him? Did y'all ever like switch back and forth like how it is nowadays, or like?
No, back then you didn't go to visit or go back and forth with families and stuff back in the day. No, because we already had moved out, got married.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. But if we had any communication, it was at church.
Got you.
With them. Yeah.
Got you.
And we all lived a block away from church.
Wow.
We could walk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, last thing. Is there anything you would want to tell the youth, people watching, maybe people that are older as well, that are maybe still struggling maybe with the forgiveness or letting go, or kind of just, I would love for you to just share.
Okay. I'm sorry you got hurt. I am. I'm really sorry for everything that has happened. It's not your fault. I want to tell you that. I want to release you of that. It's not your fault. Our adult parents, made mistakes. And that's their doing. But it's not your fault. The other thing I would tell them that, please forgive. It's the best thing you could ever do for your life. Forgive. Forgive and forget. If it's possible to forget. Some pictures you don't ever forget, but you're not there crying about it anymore. And you could have the best life ever. God can just take your testimony and turn it around and do something for yourself and the people around you.
Yeah.
Because this world's not perfect. This world's going to have problems and situations. And I want to tell you and encourage you to, don't stay stuck and not forgiving. Because on the other side of that forgiveness, it's like the whole plan of God is just waiting to run with you and go get it. Go get your purpose done. But don't stay stuck. Forgive. And remember, people make mistakes.
That's good. That's good. Great episode. Mom, thank you so much for being a part, and thank you for sharing your story. Yeah. And yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, if I can ever help, let me know.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Tell them to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Peace.